Hey everyone, Melanie from journalsmith.com, and I'm showing you the picture I'm going to use today, which is a scan of my artwork in my art journal, which I printed on photo paper at home. It's a 4x6 with a little bit of a white border around it, and I'm also showing you the papers I'm thinking on using. I'm always keeping the pretty branding strips. I've selected a few that might work for this one, but I'm not going to end up using them. And I'm going to use some embellishments from the collection from Tribe Paper, and some embellishment from this sticker sheet, which was from Eco Park a couple of years ago. That's how long I've had it in my stash. And my background is a piece of watercolor paper, which I've cut down to 11.5. So since my artwork is watercolor art, painting I should say, I'm going to use the same colors on my background. And I'm starting by putting some water down on my piece of watercolor paper, and then I'm going to use the same color I was using in my painting. That's very convenient. So the watercolors I'm using are Koi watercolor. It's a sketch field note thing. It comes with a water brush, but I'm not using it in this video. Actually, the original one from this set, I've had this set for a couple of years, broke down a few months ago, so I had to buy a new water brush because it's quite handy when you're out and about. And here I'm just using the same color, and I'm making sure that they flow nicely into each other and they blend nicely. And I'm adding some water on the edges to not have too many hard edges, even though that doesn't matter. It's not it's the background. It's not a piece of art in itself, and you can see it matches the picture pretty well. And while I'm using a piece of art, or an art piece, or whatever you want to call it, you could use the same technique if you've got a very colorful picture. You could select a few pictures from your a few colors from your picture, sorry, and use that as your background. So I'm adding a second layer to make it a bit more intense, because those colors tend to, while they are quite vibrant for cheap-ish watercolors, they do dry back. Like all watercolors, they dry back a lot lighter than when you first put them down. And because it's very wet, I'm moving them quite a bit around here, and then I'm drying between each layer. And it's not quite dry. It's fairly dry, but not completely dry. And so with a tissue paper, I'm lifting some paint to give a bit of texture. You could do water droplets, you could do whatever you want. And here I'm going to do some splatters. So I'm going to splatter all over my craft mat and table. And I'm using the same color I've used in my background, and I'm trying to keep my splatters on the colors, put my pink splatters over my pink strip and stuff like that, because I didn't want it to get too crazy. So now I've dried that, and this paper is 300 grams. It's 140 pounds, so it's quite heavy, but it did buckle a little bit. I didn't tape it down. If you don't want it to buckle that much, you could always tape it down. And here I'm going to cut a few 3x4 cards, or piece of paper, 3x4, because that's what I'm used to. And yeah, and those papers are, there's one from Heidi Swap, my favorite thing, which is the pink one. No, actually the polka dots are also from the Heidi Swap, my favorite things, 6x6 paper pads. And the other two are from the 6x6 pads of the Wonder collection. And they match it. I chose those papers because they match my colors quite nicely. And yeah, and then here I'm trying to see how it's all gonna work. And now I'm trying to glue everything down without losing my place. So here I don't have much space to glue that, so it's a bit fiddly, but I'm gonna go in the back later on and add more tape so it doesn't move as much. So that's my layers for that. Oh no, I'm going to add some more, I think. So first I'm going to use this paper as my background. It's very colorful, and while the colors are not perfect, it's a bit too green and a bit too red, because I'm only going to have it picking out at the side and a little bit in my layers. I don't mind so much that it's not the perfect match. So I'm cutting out the center because I'm going to mat my piece of watercolor paper on that. And I didn't measure properly, so I've got a little bit of trimming to do with my scissors. And I'm going to glue that down. I think, I don't know if I'm going to do that now. Yes, I am. I'm going to glue this piece of watercolor down on this mat, but I'm going to do that off camera because I'm always having problems. So I did that off camera, and I did it very slowly. And then I'm adding a bit of washi tape. You don't need to, but I kind of like, you know, it to be super secure. And I'm using this washi tape because it's wide and I've got lots of it, and I don't have much use for it. So here I'm cutting a strip, and this green and aqua work quite well for this picture. And I just want to bring this paper back into the layering, because otherwise it's just weird with just the border. It's such a strong pattern paper. So first I'm going to glue down my my pictures. Sorry, I was looking for my word. I was thinking that I was using my Tombow stamp runner, which I really like. I've already used a whole roll of glue of tape, and I need to buy some more because I wouldn't want to be out of it. And here I noticed that there was some yellow and some orange on this paper, and that works very well because my girls got orange and yellow hair. So now I'm going to glue that down, and I'm using double-sided tape. That's very strong double-sided tape, so it's pretty good for wavy watercolor paper. So yeah, I'm really happy with this layout, and the reason I chose to document my my own art is I'm reaching a point where I'm finally happy to share what I'm painting and drawing with other people, and that's something I wanted to record in all scrapbooks. I wanted, you know, when we look back, I wanted to know that at this point in time that my art was at a point I was liking it enough for other people to see, and I'm still progressing and I'm still getting happier and better, but it's an ongoing thing, you know. Art is it's like scrapbooking. You keep progressing, you keep learning, and you keep being dissatisfied when you look back, and hopefully happier as you keep on going. So I'm using this favorite word, which was from the Wildflower thicker pack, and favorite singular is not one of my favorite words to use because I've got two boys and I don't have a favorite. I can't use it when I do layouts of my kids because they're both my favorites, and that would not be fair. So I found that it would work here, and now I'm going through this sticker sheet, and I really like this pink little bird, and why not use it on this layout? I'm gonna use it. I'm just waiting to see where I'm going to put my embellishments and stuff. So I'm going to use this Be Brave because that matches my story with this layout. And here I realize I've put down this tag with the intent of putting the date on it, and I think I forgot to write the date, so I will have to go back and write that down. And I put a little bit of foam adhesive on the back of this Be Brave because there are several layers at this point, and the top was not touching the background. The top of this embellishment was not touching the background. It's a fairly embellished layout for me. If you've been watching my process videos, you know that I'm not a big embellisher, but here I've been using quite a few things. So I'm using those banners, and the yellow is the yellow pennant is disappearing in the background, so I'm going to add something to that. And I really like this little heart felt art from the Wonder ephemera pack, and those puffy stickers are from Studio Calico. I got a few of them a few months back. I got 2 packs of them, and that's my second pack. I've got a few left on the first pack, but that I used already all those colors. So yeah, I'm adding a few things here and there. I'm going to add more birds to make it more coherent, to not just have one bird. I think yeah, that's the birds I'm going to use, and I think I'm going to put them behind the bee briar here. It's just because otherwise this pink bird would be on its own, and I'm going to bring another bird from the chipboard stickers. Here it is, and it's going to go here. Because there's there's one flower on my picture, I don't mind bringing some animals. It's flora and fauna. So yeah, I'm really happy with how this one turned out. I took my time. It didn't take very long, to be honest. I think I spent about an hour working on it. But I was I was paying a lot of attention to what I was doing, which is pretty good. And here I cut out this Be Happy from the 6x4 cut apart. The 6x4. I can't talk today. I'm really sorry. From the 6x6 cut apart sheet in paper pad, and I put a flare epoxy sticker flare thing on top of it to look like a flare button, and I'm adding a few more arts, and I'm thinking that's pretty much it. I'm gonna do my journaling. I don't always do journaling on my layout, but this one needs some journaling because the picture is not that obvious. And the pen I'm using is a Smooth Writer from Typo. Typo is a chain here in New Zealand and Australia, and I think Singapore, and I don't know if it's archival type of ink. I don't really care. I'm not writing on the picture, so the picture will be fine. If it starts degrading the paper in a few years, then I can always save the pictures or redo them or something. I don't scrapbook for the long term. I scrapbook for the now, if that makes sense. If it lasts forever, that's fine. But if it lasts 5 years, that's fine by me too. And I'm going to use some ID Swap Color Shine in gold and put that in the white space. Sorry, I'm off camera there. I didn't realize at the time that I had moved off camera. But I just put some in the white space at the top left and bottom right, as you can see here. And I'm going to show you some close-up. I dried my color shine a little bit, but it's not completely dry. That's why I'm not shaking it in all directions. So here are a few close-ups. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give me a like if you did, and if it's your first time on my channel, please subscribe. You can find all my videos and you will be alerted to all my new videos if you subscribe. And leave me a comment if you have any question or if you want to tell me anything in particular, and I'll catch up with you soon. Probably not next week because we're off on holidays tomorrow. That's why it's a bit bonkers in our house today. So yeah, I will have plenty of things to chat about when I come back though. Have a nice couple of weeks, guys, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.